Hi guys, welcome back to Herky the Cavalier's channel. Today we're going to talk about bones. So I don't know if this setup is going to work, but for now I thought this was fun and it would be different to film in our new office in a very cozy, Christmassy feel. I hope you like this setup. Today I wanted to take some time to talk to you about dog bones and dental hygiene. This subject kind of sprung upon me because I recently started introducing some bones to Herky and Milton's diet and activities. We haven't done it quite a lot because I'm going to refer back to the videos we did where Herky and Milton got their tooth broken. Herky had an incident a few years ago on antlers, so we don't give anything extra hard. And Milton had an incident on a bully stick. So they both had their molars fractured. They needed surgical intervention to remove it and whatnot. So since then, we were very, very careful and we were not giving them any chews of any kind just to be sure. It's been quite some time that I wanted to introduce some sort of dental cleaning to their routine, because although we do brush their teeth every day, they do eat some wet raw food. The raw food that they eat is all blended up meat, organ, and bones, so there's no real action that's going on their teeth to get them clean except our brushing. And even then, Herky has some teeth in the back that's getting really dirty. It's the tooth right below the one that she got extracted, so there's not a lot of friction when she eats, and it's soft food. So I'm really trying to find some solutions that are going to help with their teeth. And you know that we've been feeding the girls Big Country Raw, and they just recently updated their packaging and their bone offering. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity to try to find something that the girls would like. You know that we are very careful with what we give to them. So obviously I wasn't going to go with something really hard. I wanted to go with something chicken-based, since Herky and Milton digest chicken very well. And it's not as hard as, let's say, a beef bone or a pork bone. Those are more suitable for big dogs. So the way Big Country Raw works right now for their bones is that all the information you need to find is on their new packaging. So you can see what size that bone is suitable for, what dog size it's suitable for, if it's suitable for puppies, for small dogs, for medium to big size dog, if it's a meal replacement, or if it's just a snack bone or a reward bone. You can see if it's for beginners or for advanced chewers. So all that information can be found on the packaging. Of course, I'm going to say right now that you should not feed any cooked bones to dogs because those are very brittle. And the reason why you want to give raw bones is that the action of teeth cleaning is going to really help with the tartar buildup, and the bones won't just splinter since they are raw. I'm sorry, I'm just going all over the place right now. But basically the bones that we found was more suitable for Herky and Milton was chicken necks and chicken feet. We did give them some chicken necks in the past in dried form, so it was like a snack basically that we would put in their meals. But this one was a raw chicken bone. Now I'm going to insert some footage of how I introduced it to Herky and Milton, because I was so nervous of giving it to them. I found that the more comfortable I was giving it to them was with me either holding it, or you can put it in a quizzle. The quizzle is like it's like a puzzle for dogs basically. Usually you can use it to hold bully sticks, you can use it to put treats in it. But I found that with chicken necks, once Herky and Milton had like eaten all the meat around the chicken neck, you can put it in one opening of the quizzle and then they can eat it from there too.
Gentle, gentle. Herky, sit. Sit. Easy.
This just helps with the possibility of them gulping the chicken neck too. I know this is a problem for some dogs that they just swallow the entire thing, which can be dangerous because it can cause chokage and whatnot. And you always have to be careful when you feed some sort of bones to your dog. Always do it under supervision. Always watch their behavior if they're chomping down really hard, because those are supposed to be just for chewing. But if they're like really trying to break the bone, you should really be careful, because our experience with teeth fractures, Dr. Dulek told us that no matter the size of the dog, it can always happen, that teeth fracture. So what I'm doing with Herky and Milton is that chicken necks are pretty soft. It's mainly meat and cartilage. So I have them chew on it while I hold on it, like I said, or in the quizzle, so I'm really comfortable with that. Same with the chicken feet. Like, the bones are so small and the piece is so small that I feel like it's appropriate for small dogs. But of course, I'm not telling you that you should do this. You should do your research on what's appropriate if you're comfortable doing that. I know a lot of people are very reluctant to feeding raw bones because it's pretty messy, to be honest. Like, they're gonna basically take it to a space where they're comfortable. It's not like they're going to eat it exactly where you give it to them. So you have to be comfortable with cleaning the areas afterwards, because it can get quite messy. But yeah, I just thought this was very interesting to share with you that we are now starting to introduce this again, just a few times a month, maybe twice a month or so. I don't want it to be like such a habit that this one gets used to it. Chicken necks can be a meal replacement for smaller dogs, so this can also be a fun interactive option for you. But for bigger dogs, there's also a lot of other options. I know there's ribs, there's kneecaps, there's all sorts of different bones that you can choose from, and depending of course on the dog's size, you can find what is appropriate for your dog to chew on. But of course, again, just be careful. And don't give them bones if you know that your dog has a tendency to chomp down really hard. You guys know that Herky is a shark and she can get very intense with bones and with food. So what I found yesterday was, with me holding it, she could only like chew little parts of it at a time. And when she would go try to be too intense on it, I would just remove it from her, and we sort of built on there. But all that being said, basically the goal of me doing this video is to ask you what you do for bones, and if there's something in particular that you recommend. What's your personal opinion on bones? I know it's very divided. It's a pretty touchy subject, especially with people like me. I mean, I've had dog with teeth fracture, so I'm very, very careful with what I give them. It makes them so happy, honestly, when they chew on that, but I always have to be very careful because we did have some accidents happen. I also know that some people are very much against raw meaty bones. If you Google like, are bones good for dogs, you're going to see a lot of articles saying it's dangerous because of it can cause dog paralysis, etc. But that's usually because the source of meat and bone that you get is not clean, and it can have a lot of bacteria. But if it's a brand that you trust and you know that it's good, then I don't really see a problem. Of course, I wouldn't go just to the grocery store and get some raw meat and raw bones and give it to the dogs, because those can tend to be very much dirtier than food that is meant for raw consumption for dogs. So just be careful with that as well. Make sure that the source where you get your raw meat or raw bones or whatever is clean. Of course, the main reason why I wanted to start doing that was to get their teeth to be a bit cleaner. Like I mentioned, I do brush their teeth, but I don't think that that is the optimal thing. I know that a lot of people give dentist sticks and dental chews and whatnot, but I just find that those contain a lot of ingredients that are, personally, I don't think they're necessary in a dog's diet, but a lot of people like the dental chews. We do, of course, have some, and I give it to them sometimes, but I feel like it doesn't really do anything to their teeth because they just swallow it whole anyways, and they don't really take the time to chew it down. So yeah, for now, this is going to be our option with, of course, the brushing, the constant brushing. We're going to still do that. But yeah, I just want to try to find some solutions that are going to make the girls' dental hygiene better, and I'm always trying to improve what we do at home. So if any of you are raw fed, what do you guys do? Do you guys give bones? What kind of bones do you give? What's the frequency at which you give them? I'd like to know. So with the raw bones, there's also two possibilities of you feeding it to them. You can either serve it frozen or you can thaw it in the fridge and then serve it thawed, like really raw. I found that when it's frozen, it prevents them from just gulping it down, and it's also easier for me to hold it. Although when it's frozen, it can get really cold on your hands, so holding it can be a bit difficult. I just personally think it's a bit cleaner as well when it's frozen, and it's just not like a meaty bone that's all bloody and fleshy just on your carpets, etc. So frozen is a better option for us. These bones are also great for cats, so if you have cats, these are also very appropriate. I've seen a lot of cats on Instagram that are eating these chicken necks as well. So it's always fun to mix it up for the treats and for what they eat. I know Herky and Milton also love the lake smelts and the sardines, but some cats, you really have to get them used to eating the sardines. Like cats that have been used to eating kibble for a very long time might not know what to do with an actual frozen little fish. And if you're a beginner to the fish, I would suggest the lake smelts. They're a lot smaller and they're easier to eat. We love to add those to their meals from time to time. It's full of healthy fats, and it's, you know, fish is good for us, it's good for them too. So a lot of options, honestly, for Big Country Raw, and I love that their new packaging has all the information you need right on the packaging. If you guys are interested in finding out more about these bones and whatnot, I'll leave information in the description box below. I know a lot of our viewers are from the US, and Big Country Raw is, unfortunately or fortunately, only available in Canada. Some equivalent brands in the US, which I'll also leave in the description box below. But this month in November, the bones are 15% off. If you're in Canada, I'm going to leave the promo code in the description box below if you want to check it out. So it's a great time if you want to introduce your dogs to something new this month. Alright guys, before I let you go, I also wanted to ask you what kind of videos you would like to see. To be honest, I'm kind of in a rut of YouTube. I don't know what to film. I feel like a lot of creators that I personally watched are not creating content anymore, so I personally feel like I'm not very motivated as well, and I just have a lack of inspiration. So let me know what kind of videos you would like to see. This year we will not do Vlogmas like last year. We will continue with our regular scheduling of one video per week. But let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see a holiday gift guide perhaps? Anything? Let me know. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. Love you, and we'll see you